What do you want to know? We have some partying to do.
We got a little tequila, but not enough.
We need a little more tequila. Hi, everybody. Go on. Hi, Debbie.
So how did you, Francis? Obviously, you were coming from such a position of rage, and yet it was also catalyzed by love, obviously, from your daughter. So can you talk just a little bit about how you plumbed those two things, how you balanced them?
Yeah, you know, always remember the power of a good script because an actor really knows it, and I think that you do too. I think discerning audiences know that, and that's what Martin gave us. And he knows, he's been in rehearsal rooms with actors, he's done theater, he understands that there's a process towards an emotional truth that you just don't go work it up in the corner and bring it in. And I think it's there, it was full. And if anything, Martin and I made a lot of choices to try to tamp down the more emotions that might be expected, the more expected emotions of a mother in that situation. But rage seemed to be, not rage, fury, which is a little more Greek and I think more apt. I have a son. He's the dearest thing to me in the entire world, and you're never supposed to lose him.
Directly in front of you, right here, down in the front. Chris with GMA Philippines. This is the 75th annual Golden Globes. Over the years, there's been so many different highlight moments. Obviously, tonight's going to be a huge highlight for all of you for winning. Any other moments that stand out for you over the 75 years that you've either seen in pictures or attended that you looked forward to? Or?
Well, selfishly, I was here with In Bruges about 8 or 9 years ago, and Colin Farrell won for Best Actor in a comedy, and that was like a thrilling night to be just part of that. So I'd have been happy just with Sam and Fran winning tonight. Sincerely, it was like that would have been the dream come true. But it's even nicer this way.
Do you have a second? I have something that I didn't remember till tonight, but I turned to my husband, Joel Cohen, one of the brothers, and I said, do you have one of these? I don't remember. Do you have one of these? And he went, yes. And it was the best way to get it because it was the year it was canceled. So they just sent them to everybody's homes, so he didn't have to get into his suit. He was very happy.
Francis, over here to your right. First of all, congratulations. My goodness, what a powerful performance in this film. All of you, by the way. But you talked about tonight in your acceptance speech being proud to be a part and be here tonight about this tectonic shift in the industry. Do you foresee it continuing to progress forward? There are some concerns that it may just slip backwards. What are your thoughts on to create sustained change?
What do you think?
I'm
No, there's no going back.
There's no going.
No, just go forward.
Okay. Thank you.
In the best possible way.
You know, the Fox Searchlight executives, when this came out at the box office, they were talking about how the film was doing well in blue and red states, that people on both sides find something in the film that they sympathize with. And I was just curious, were you working with that when you were cracking this? Was that on your mind? I mean, it takes place in Missouri, kind of a borderline of the South, and it's coming out after Ferguson. I'm just curious if these things were on your mind when you were cracking the script.
Not necessarily to appeal to red and blue states or people, but just in the treatment of the characters in the film, I didn't want anyone to be completely the hero or anyone to be completely the villain. Obviously, there are people in it who are highly questionable and immoral, but I didn't want to completely make them the villains of the piece, I guess. And even the sort of supposed heroine, I didn't want to make her flawless, or we didn't together. You know, we wanted to make her as strong and uncompromising as possible. So it was more about looking at character attributes than trying to appeal to any kind of demographics, I think. But we were really trying not to judge any of the characters, to just show a snapshot of a town and tell a story. about one woman, really, but not to be judgmental in a sort of Hollywood way.
Good.
This is a question for Martin. Your movie revolves around the murder and rape of a woman. And as the director and writer, I'm wondering, have you thought about what men in Hollywood can do to combat sexual harassment and violence?
I mean, the only thing I've got control over is telling a story like this, and, you know, doing everything that one can to make sure your own set is the safest place to work, but what you would anyway. That's what we normal people would always do. So, but I think one of the things that's come out about, you know, the Weinstein thing and all the other things is, like, people sort of knew for years. So hopefully from now on, when we hear, we'll speak up a little more quickly, you know. I know if I hear something, I will. But I'm hoping that there's a sea change happening from the last few months, and that people won't be able to get away with that kind of stuff ever again, I hope.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much.